In this video, Castor Abbott President Mark Ford shows you how to shortcut the process to trust, credibility, and authority using his signature process called trust stacking.
Our trust stacking system is based on the premise that we can shortcut the path to trust, credibility, and authority and get more clients faster by using behavioral psychology principles called cognitive biases, combined with advanced marketing strategies billion-dollar companies use. Cognitive biases are mental models we humans have developed to reduce the time or energy for a task when making decisions. I'm going to focus on the ones that you can use to create near instant trust with your future clients based on the research from Lars Perner, PhD, Assistant Professor of Clinical Marketing at the University of Southern California. What you may not have realized in growing your business is that every day you are using trust stacking to develop client relationships and prospects. We are going to show you how to structure it and scale it online. I will now show you how you can use our system to measure and build trust and do it on a scale you probably didn't realize was possible.
Hey everyone, Mark Ford here, and today I'm going to talk to you about trust stacking, how to create trust online for financial advisors, even if no one has heard of you before. So some of this stuff is based on behavioral psychology. I think I introduced that concept just a few minutes ago, and that stuff is based on cognitive biases. Now, there are like 60 some cognitive biases that affect our decision making, and we want to focus on the ones that actually make an impact. Now, one example of a cognitive bias that you're probably familiar with is called the bandwagon effect. Now, if you ever done any shopping on Amazon and you go on and you see all the social reviews, right, that has likely played an impact into your decision making about whether or not to purchase said A product versus said B product. Right? If A product has lots of reviews, 4 and 5 star reviews, and B product does not, you tend to kind of follow the bandwagon and purchase that product, A product, with lots and lots of reviews. It does not mean that product A is actually better than product B. The only thing it really means is that product A has more reviews than product B. But you tend to follow the bandwagon. And that is one example of a cognitive bias. There are many other cognitive biases which we won't get into, but some of the cognitive biases that we leverage in trust stacking is repetition and positioning content in front of the people that need to see it, right? And one of those types of pieces of information is a problem that our potential clients might have. Okay, so let's get into the actual system of trust stacking. So trust stacking, there's actually a couple pieces of this, but none of it's really complex. So the first piece is, a blog or a website. The second piece is a social media account like Facebook. And what we do to make kind of all of the trust stacking system work is it works around creating relevant content that our potential clients would be interested in reading or consuming. And the types of information that they might be interested in consuming is, how to solve some particular financial problem that they might have. Another one might be, the top 5 mistakes that retirees make in their 50s when deciding to do X, Y, or Z with their 401k. So I'm not the expert in that area, but I do know how to kind of structure and position relevant content so that people readily consume it. And so anyways, these posts are structured in a way that is relevant to the target market that you want to attract. So other ways to actually come up with ideas about relevant topics is to actually just go onto a site called buzzsumo.com And what BuzzSumo does is it looks at all of the content that is shared across all the social media sites. And you can just type in a specific topic, and now there's a free account and there's a paid account. You can really get away with just the free account. But what this will do is it will show you the most popular posts that are shared across all the social media accounts. So if you've got an idea for some content, you can actually take a look at the headlines, the content itself that people are consuming, that people are sharing. This is a great way for you to come up with relevant topics for you to post on your site. Now you may be wondering, well, okay, what if I create some content? Who's going to see this stuff, right? I can't really rely on Google to distribute this stuff because, if you search my blog or search my website, no one's going to find it. Well, that we can get into and solve that problem later on. But one way that we can solve the distribution problem of people actually solving this, finding that content, is through Facebook. Now, you will need a Facebook account. Now, what I recommend is having a separate Facebook account, one for your personal and one for your advisory business. And you can actually set up a business profile just by going to business.facebook.com. You can set up a business account within Facebook. Now, obviously, you'll have to get it. If you have to go through compliance to get it approved, you'll have to go through a compliance to get it approved. If you don't, that's fine too. Any of these posts, we're not going to post things like, hey, this product is best for you and this is getting great returns for my clients, or my clients love me and blah, 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 blah. We can't post any of that kind of stuff in blog posts. That will really raise compliance red flags and get us in trouble with FINRA and the SEC, and we want to steer clear of all of that stuff. So posts that we are going to create are really just educational in nature, information, education, really just helpful topics. You have to look at yourself as a coach, and you probably realize that you're a coach just by working with your clients. You are helping them make decisions on kind of the best path for how to manage their money. And they likely have lots of questions, and those questions that they raise to you when you meet with them, those tend to be great topics for blog posts. So now, once we have said blog post 1, 2, 3, I actually like writing 3 or 4 of these at a time. We're going to post one to our Facebook account. Now, what Facebook does is it gives you an advertising account attached to your personal account or even your business account. And because we're not just going to rely on the social media effect to kind of take place and hopefully people will see this, we are actually going to pay Facebook a small amount of money, like $20, to boost this post. And when we boost this post, Facebook will ask us, well, great, who do you want to boost this to? What Facebook allows us to do is create custom audiences, and in those audiences, we can specify the types of people, professions, income levels, demographics, geographic areas of people that we want to target with our information. So if you do a lot of work with healthcare executives, you could say, well, I'd like to really target this post to healthcare executives on Facebook. And if you're saying, oh well, a lot of my clients aren't on Facebook, you're kidding yourself. Like practically everybody is on Facebook, and whether or not they tell you or whether or not you see them posting, chances are they are on Facebook, even if it's just to check out the grandkids or just kind of spy on what their friends are doing. But people are on Facebook at all income levels. So that kind of that people are there. Your target clients are here, and what is so powerful about the audience targeting that you can do within Facebook is not just being able to target the audiences of people that you want to attract, but you can also target, this is where the trust stacking system comes in, you can target people that have viewed this post, right? They view the post on Facebook after you boosted it, and then you can actually track them because they landed on your site, and you can track them and you can create a second audience of just people that have read your post and been to your website. Now, what we want to do is we want to then, in say week 2, post another one to the same audience, right? And in week 3, post another one to Facebook to said audience. And what is going to happen is this is going to, and these audiences are big, like these audiences can be like, 50,000 people, 100,000 people, or more. You can actually have audiences well over 1 million. But for most advisors, you don't need audiences that big. So as people click through and read your posts, read your first, second, third, Facebook is collecting all of this information, and it's creating a second audience that you can now use to advertise to. So not only are you going to advertise these posts to this first audience, you're also going to be advertising it to the second audience. And these are the people that have already seen your stuff, right? They've already read one of your posts. They may not have read the second one, but now you can significantly increase the chances of them continuing to see your content and positioning that content directly towards them. Now what you're going to do is you're going to do this over the course of about 4 weeks. And then what you're going to do with this audience is you are going to present them with an invitation to a webinar. Now, if your business is anything like mine, most of my clients come through an actual conversation, a phone call. I actually have to talk to my clients before I do business with them. I really prefer it that way. And I imagine it's like that in your business too. Actually, I know it is. So, but how do we get people to a phone call? Well, on all of these posts on your website, you're going to have an invitation to join a webinar with you, where you're going to talk about how you help and the stuff that you do, and really provide some great information and education around what it is that you do. All of these people are going to, the people that want to, are going to opt in to that webinar. Now you have collected information about them, name, email address, etc. And assuming that you are providing great educational information on this webinar, likely people will say, hey, I'd like to talk to this guy. And I have clients that have generated a significant amount of additional book value just by following this process. Because what happens is these posts, and as you are posting them, and then as you are reposting to this second audience, this is where you are creating this wheel of trust by continuing to put your brand and your content and your educational information in front of these people. And then you are inviting them to a webinar. So you're not inviting them to a seminar. There's no dinner party here yet or anything like that. These are people that are actually going to show up. And when that happens, you have created a fairly automated system for generating inbound leads, and they are qualified. And the really cool thing about all this stuff is that you don't have to be an expert writer. You really just have to be good at what you do and know and educate the market on things that they should be thinking about. Once you have created about 8 of these posts, these become evergreen. You can literally, in month 2, you can post your 5 through 8. And then in month 3, you go back and you post 1 through 4. and so on and so forth. So you really only ever need to post about 8 pieces of content. You only need to create about 8 pieces of content and really just kind of run this system on autopilot.
The result of executing the trust stacking system is this. You will have a predictable way to generate new clients that want to work with you every single month. You will build a solid level of professionalism and trust and demonstrate it. You will get the right types of clients, pre-qualifying themselves, and all of this will happen with very little input from you. You will have content that reinforces your expertise and professionalism with your current clients. You will have something your current clients can send to their friends and colleagues. And you will naturally attract referrals from your existing clients. Your clients will not grind you on price or see you as a commodity. And you will have a sales process that is not pushy or scammy. The best part is you will know how your business and marketing efforts are performing, and you will have an automated system that attracts clients to you.